Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Devi Prasad, working as Associate Professor in Department of Management Studies, Gayatri Vidya Parishad College for degree and PG courses. In today's class, we are going to discuss about Introduction to Retail Management. So, in this class, we are going to see what do you mean by retail, what do you mean by retailing, what is retail management, what do you mean by retailer. So, the differences between these terms, retail, retailing, retailer, or retail management, we are going to discuss in today's class. And the word retail is derived from French language, which means cutting off, clip, or divide. So the word retail is derived from French language, which means to cut. So here, why the name retail was given, if you see this meaning, cutting off or clip or divide, when the retailer is bringing the bulk packets or the bulk product packages from the distributor or the manufacturer, they are going to divide or they are going to break the bulk packet and make it into individual items which will be available in the retail store for the customer. So that is the reason why the retail name is given to this activity, which was derived from the French language. And it is a process through which goods are reached to final customers. So retail will be enabling the final customers to get their required goods, and the manufacturer will be transporting or distributing the goods to the final customers through middlemen and through retail outlets. So retailing can be online or retailing can be offline. So online retailing means the application of internet and communication technology like a Flipkart or Amazon.com. So these are going to be the online retail outlets. And whereas offline retail outlet, you can say the physical retail outlet or brick and barter retail outlets, where there will be physical building or physical location where the customers will be coming to that outlet in order to get their required products and sometimes services. And retail sector can be unorganized sector or it can be organized sector. If you compare Indian retail sector and the American retail sector, so American retail sector consists of somewhat 95 to 98% organized retail and 2 to 5% only unorganized retail. But whereas if you see the context of Indian retail sector consisting of 95% unorganized retail and only 5% is organized retail. So very soon the contribution to unorganized retail sector is decreasing from the retailers, and the organized retail sector share is increasing in the Indian retail market. And retailing broadly involves three main activities: understanding the consumer needs, developing good merchandise assortment, and display the merchandise in effective manner so that shoppers find it easy and attractive to buy. So the retail domain, first of all, it should be starting with understanding the consumer needs. So what type of consumers are visiting their outlet and what type of their needs are having. And the second one, developing good merchandise assortment. So merchandise assortment is nothing but what is the type of merchandise. Being a retailer, they want to keep it in the retail outlet for sale, and that merchandise is the one which is going to attract the retailer into the retail outlet. And finally, the display of the merchandise is nothing but the promotion of the merchandise and keeping the merchandise in the retail outlet in an attractive manner so that the ultimate customer can be finding it and useful for satisfaction of their needs and wants. So this is the simple meaning of retail and what exactly the retail is. Now from the literature point of view, let us see what is retailing, and then we are going to see what is retail or the retail store, and who is the retailer and retail management. Now first of all, coming to the definition of retailing. So the definition is given by the Philip Kotler. Right now you are seeing on this slide. Retailing includes all the activities involved in selling goods or services to the final consumers for personal non-business use. So the retailing is a process generally, and the process includes all the activities involved in selling goods and services to the final customer. So whatever may be the activity that you are going to do being a retailer, so that will be counting into the retail process. Whether you can say the activity of procuring the required merchandise, or the activity of identification of consumer need, or the activity of promoting the merchandise in the retail outlet, or the activity of selling that merchandise to the customer. So it will be involving all the activities. And one more point here is the selling goods or services that should be to the final consumer. So whoever may be the consumer ultimately are going to consume the service or the good. So those are going to be final consumers for the retail. And you should be, means the being a retailer, the retailer should be selling goods and services for personal and non-business use. So whatever the final consumer purchasing goods and services, and they are going to use those goods and services for the personal use and non-business use. So they should not be doing any other business after purchasing those goods and services from the retailer, right? So this is the simple meaning or definition given by the Philip Kotler. And further getting into the meaning of retail, any organization selling to final consumers, whether it is a manufacturer or wholesaler or retailer, is doing retailing. It doesn't matter how goods and services are sold. So whatever may be the organization, whether a manufacturer selling the goods or wholesaler selling the goods or retailer selling the goods, so that should be selling to the final customer. If they are selling to the final customer, then you can call that as a retailing. And the way you are selling goods and services to the customer, that doesn't matter according to this particular definition given by the Philip Kotler. So you can be selling the goods and services to the final customer either by person, or by mail, or by telephone, or by vending machine or internet, where the goods are sold, whether it is in a store, on the street, or in the consumer's home. That means whatever may be the mode of selling, if you are selling the goods and services to the ultimate consumer, then you can call that as a retailing only. So you can sell these goods and services by person, like a personal selling or a salesman approaching the consumer, or this selling can be through a mail or an email, like a direct mail marketing or email marketing, or this selling can be through telephone, like telemarketing, or the selling can be through vending machine. It can be automatic retailing, or it can be through internet, means online retailing or the online marketing. Or the goods can be sold in a store, like a physical retail outlet or brick and mortar retail outlet, or it can be on the street, a free form retail outlet, or maybe at the consumer's home, maybe telebranding or in-house marketing, something like that. So all these are going to be different formats of retailing, but the ultimate condition is you should be selling the goods and services to the final customer. And the second one, those customers must be using those goods and services only for personal use, and it should not be for business use. That means it should be for a non-business purpose. And retailing may be understood as a final step in the distribution of merchandise for consumption by the end consumers. So ultimately the retailing is going to be giving goods and services to the ultimate customer, and it is going to be the final step in distribution of merchandise. That means if any manufacturer is having some 3-level channel or 2-level channel, that means manufacturer, distributor, retailer, customer, or the manufacturer, distributor, wholesaler, retailer, customer. So whatever may be the marketing channel or distribution channel, retailing is going to be always the end of this distribution channel, or it should be the tail of the distribution channel. And after the retail outlet, definitely there should be consumer only who is going to receive those goods and services. So this is the meaning of retailing, which means it is a process, and through which goods and services can be transported to the final customer, which can be for personal and non-business use. And let us getting into the next part of this class, that is meaning of the retailer. So who is a retailer? So retailer need not be always a person. Retailer can be a business unit also, like a retail store or like a organized retail store, or it is kind of unorganized retail store, like that. Okay, so the retailer may be defined as a dealer or trader who sells goods in small quantities, or one who repeats or relates. As the word is derived from the French language or the French word retailier, which means to cut off a piece or to bulk. So the retailer is going to get the goods in large quantities from the distributor or the manufacturer, and they are going to break that bulk, and they are going to sell those goods in small quantities to the final customers. Okay, so that means the French word retailier, as it is referring to the meaning to cut off a piece or to break bulk, the retailer will be performing the function of breaking bulk, where the large packets or the large packages received from the distributor or the manufacturer, the retailer is going to break that bulk packet and make it into individual items, which will be offered for sale to the final customer. And a retailer buys goods or products in large quantities from the manufacturers or retailers, either directly or through a wholesaler, then sells individual items or small quantities to general public or end consumers, usually in a shop, or also called as a store. So getting the large quantities of products, make it into small quantities and sell those products to the ultimate customers. Generally, this is the meaning of the retailer. Generally a person, or it can be a retail store, unorganized or organized. And let us see the meaning of retail store. So retail store, generally it is a firm. Okay, a firm that sells products to the final consumer is performing the function of retailing. So any firm that are going to sell the products or services to the final customer, which is performing the function of retailing, you can call that firm as a retail store. So the retail store consists of all the activities involved in marketing of goods and services directly to the consumers for their personal, family or household purpose only. So the retail store must be selling the goods and services directly to the final customer, and the purpose is personal purpose or the family purpose or household purpose only. That should not be a business purpose. Say for example, if again the final customer is selling the products and services purchased from the retailer, again the consumer is selling to other consumers or other business houses, then you cannot call that as a retail store. You should be calling that store as a wholesaler store or the any other store. Okay, so always the retailer or the retail store must be selling goods and services only to the final consumer, and that final consumer must be using those goods and services for the personal purpose or family purpose or household purpose only. There should not be any other business purpose involved in that purchase. A retail or retail store is any business enterprise. Wholesale volume comes primarily from retailing. Now let us getting into the next part of this lecture, defining the retail management. So we have seen what is retailing, who is retailer, what is the retail store. Now let us see what is retail management. So retail management is a process. Okay, it is a process of promoting greater sales and consumer satisfaction by gaining a better understanding of the consumers of goods and services produced by a company. So the retail management is a process which is engaged in promoting the sales towards the final customer and getting the customer satisfaction, and by knowing the better understanding of needs and services of the customer, procuring the appropriate goods and services which will be suitable for the consumer needs and wants, produced by any other company. The retail management is a process which helps customers to procure the desired merchandise from the retail store for their personal use. So So retail management is a process which will be helping the final consumers to get or to procure their required merchandise, which will be from the retail store, and that merchandise must be for the personal use only. The various processes which help the customers to procure the desired merchandise from the retail store for their end use refer to retail management. So according to the third definition, so the retail management consists of various processes which will be helping the consumers to procure the desired merchandise from the retail stores for their end use. End use is again the personal use or the ultimate consumption by the consumer, and that is referred to as a retail management. So whatever may be the different processes, either procurement of merchandise or promoting the merchandise or offering the merchandise for sale to customer, so all these processes are going to be making the retail management effective. Retail management includes all those steps required to bring the customers into the store and fulfill their buying needs. So here this definition is saying that the fourth one, retail management includes all the steps required to bring the customers into their store and fulfill their buying needs. So all the activities or the process involved in attracting the footfalls, means attracting the right customers to the store and try to fulfill the needs of the customers, which is meaning of the retail management. So retail management makes shopping a pleasurable experience and ensures the consumers leave the store with a smile. In simpler words, retail management helps the customers shop without any difficulty. So the retail management here in the last definition, it is saying that it makes shopping as a pleasurable experience to the customers. So here the retailing nowadays, it includes to make the shopping or to make the buying as a pleasurable experience, and the ultimate consumers or the final customers or the target customers, they should be able to shop in the outlet without any difficulty, so that they will be satisfied and they will be leaving the store with a smile. So that is the ultimate purpose of retail management nowadays. So most of the organized retail outlets like Shoppers Stop or any other organized retail outlet, they will try to see that the consumer shopping experience is going to be a pleasurable experience, and the consumers can shop within the outlet without any difficulty. Whatever may be the merchandise available for the sale, the consumer must be able to get the merchandise without any difficulty. And the retail management nowadays ensures that the customers are leaving the store with a smile. So that means the ultimate objective of retail management nowadays is going to be customer satisfaction. So this is the lecture, so where we have seen the concept of retailing, retail, retailer, and retail store, finally retail management. Thank you.